with the Psychic News Network. I'll wait a moment for people to show up. I used to be able to do this with a little bit of a preview, but that's not working anymore. YouTube just loves me. They love to make my life difficult. Hang on a second. There you all are. I turned around and there you were. How are you all doing? Did you have a good day today? It's the weekend. I hope that everything works tonight. Wednesday was a little quirky. New York City is here. Hello, 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 Barbara. I have my fake beer. I think it's time to crack a cold one. Lots to talk about. I was just listening to Ben Mysalis talking about the... Apparently Dumpy did an interview with the Time magazine. I think it was a verbal interview, like a talking interview. And he's done lost his mind. He really has. So, and he went to Rome. I think he made it to Rome. I wonder if he's just going to fry up like a piece of bacon. He doesn't have a mind. You're right. I think that if I think about Pope Francis and I think about the Orange Buffoon, they're total polar opposites. The Vatican got some fire hoses for when Dumpy bursts into flames. Maybe we need to read on what the Holy Father from the other side thinks about all that. Maybe one of these days I can tap in. So anywho, we're getting to be to the end of April. I thought, well, felons can go out of the country, but there's... Hey, Terry Hall's here. Yeah, it's a special day. Thanks for coming. Certain countries have laws against felons being allowed in. Oh, you like the athletic beer? Yeah, cool. I'm a big fan. I think I mentioned before that I'm with a company for a few years now called Misfits Market, and they deliver my groceries once a week. And they're carrying that these days. I'm just reading your comments. Yeah, I talked earlier. I did a pop-up. I talked earlier. I was quite upset about the judge being arrested because this is like how authoritarianism works. But then after a while, I started to get guidance that this whole thing that they're trying to do, I mean, Dumpy really thinks he's Mussolini. Bravis N.A. beer is great too. I never heard of that one. I'll try it. Maine is in the house. Yeah, so just speaking about Dumpy's energy, and the judge that got arrested, I was very upset about that. That's the authoritarian playbook. Another Mainer in the house. Got a couple maniacs here tonight. So Dumpy thinks he's Mussolini. Let's just be frank, right? He thinks he's Mussolini. Remember, he fears crowds. He fears opposition and he fears the people. Don't forget that. Teresa's saying Supreme Court should take heed. They might be next. I actually have we'll read on this. We might start with this. We might start with, I'm thinking the Supreme Court is going to put the hammer down because they created a monster. There's a big protest of the arrest. So you're there, right? You're in Wisconsin. I will read on that too. We got a few things to read on. No tea leaves tonight. We'll save those for Monday or Wednesday. Or both. We live in interesting times, don't we? The authoritarian playbook is to ban books. When I say ban books, the state that pops into my mind immediately is Florida. How many times last year and a little bit before that I said, you guys that have been with me for a while, you remember this. I was saying, just speaking of book bans, because they're pretty prevalent in Florida. I was saying, I keep seeing Ron DeSantis did something really, really, really bad, and he's going to get arrested. And it didn't happen. It took a while to happen. Stephanie's saying we've reached a tipping point. But he's going to get arrested. Ron DeSatan is going to get arrested. But first, let's read on the judge. My guides tell me repeatedly that the people are going to shut this shit down. Well, they don't say it that way, but you know, I'm the interpreter. Did you guys have a good day otherwise? Doesn't look like there's good news here in the chat. Yeah, there's a scandal of over $10 million donation to nonprofits involving DeSantis and his wife. Yeah, they stole the cash. Not sure where they hid the cash, but we're going to start with reading about the situation with the judge being arrested by the FBI. Kash Patel scares the crap out of me. He's got crazy eyes. What's going to happen for the judge? We'll read on DeSatan later, too. Maybe after this. After this question. So they come for the books. They come for the law. They come for the dissenters. I'm talking about the authoritarian movements. They come for the people that protest. They come for all the people in Congress or in the governing body, whatever it may be, wherever it is. They attack that. They don't obey the law at all, and they just keep. This is authoritarianism. And then they push and they push and they push and they push. And authoritarianism takes hold when people do things like some of these law firms have done, and so like Columbia University did. That authoritarianism is opportunist, and when it sees an opportunity to intimidate, I mean, Dumpy's a perfect person to be posing as a dictator authoritarian because he is a bully, and authoritarianism requires bullying. So I didn't read on tyranny. I have the book right here on my table and I haven't read it, but I recommend it all the time, but I haven't read it because I don't want to be scared. So all those who have kissed the ring and kissed his you-know-what, what's done is done. And I've seen little clips of MSNBC of Joe and Mika, and I don't know about you guys, just because the clips happen to come up in different videos that I watch. Mika looks terrible. And I don't know about Joe Scarborough, but they, we can't go any further than those who have already kissed the ring and submitted. We can't go any further than that. And then Kathy Beale and I did read on Harvard, and they're no match. Dumpy is no match for Harvard in so many ways. You have two great things happen to you today. First, your lens on your glasses was scratched and you're getting a new pair because it's under warranty. Good! And you got a free meal at Arby's, are you saying? You got a free meal at Arby's? After you had to wait too long? Good. What'd you have? A burger? We're reading on the judge. Dumpy is a bully. Anyway, so we can't have anybody else submit. You know, that's about as far as we've reached our limit on who's going to submit. I'm reading about the judge. Harvard has money and Dumpy doesn't. Fish sandwiches, good for you. They might have been from right across the street. Seriously. McDonald's was using, they probably still do, fish, those packed here. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so what happened with the judge? I think it was in Milwaukee, right? Where's our Wisconsinite? They were trying to see what they could get away with. That's what I'm saying. They bully and they try to see what they can get away with. That's what this is. Your stomach has been torn up all day with everything going on. That's why you're here. Milwaukee, thank you. With everything going on, especially hearing he stopped CASA workers. What are CASA workers? I'm trying to keep up. The restaurant across the street from me, it's called Oak to Ember. It was good one time when I went there. Sorry, I'm off topic. But to tell you the truth, Michael, I cook all my meals, so I don't really go out to eat much. Just because I like to cook. Anyway, I'm all over the place. I realize that. We'll come together in a sec. I'm glad you're here. If you're freaking out, especially, I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad everyone's here. Everyone who's not freaking out and medium freaking out or happy and carefree. I'm glad you're all here. But especially if you're freaking out, because we're here to lift the vibration. That's what we do here. That's why my numbers don't grow, because Google doesn't like that. Google doesn't even put up like the like Black History Month or Holocaust Remembrance Day, because YouTube is just, you know, I don't know. But as far as with the judge getting arrested, she did get released. Right? She did get released. Amanda, where you been? Will the Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Call take action regarding the Milwaukee County judge? Yes. Yes. Okay, so what Mr. Kash Patel was doing, how the hell Kash Patel became the head of the FBI, don't ask me. But I do have my theories from a universal perspective as to why this is all going on. They were trying to get away with it. Yeah, we're the champions, my friend. We'll keep on fighting till the end. They were trying to get away with it. Glad you're feeling better, Jackie. We'll send you some healing. Send Jackie some healing. Yeah, so check this out. Darren's having trouble to get her like button to work. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, by the way. When we have 200, we'll do a group hug. Yes, I do get the Milwaukee. Yeah, I do get that the judge and the Attorney General in Milwaukee will shut this crap down. They're trying to scare judges because that's what authoritarianism does. This is the phase that we're in. And somebody said something about what's CASA? What's that an acronym for? He's trying to shut down everything. We're at the phase of the attempted authoritarian takeover with an objective to just be cruel, 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 to inflict harm and suffering. We're at the phase of, we have to really pay attention because we're at the we need to push back hard phase of the authoritarian attempted takeover. We have been under attack in earnest since Election Day. It's a well-known immigrant resource group in Wisconsin. Just keep it going, people. In Wisconsin, just keep it going. He can try to shut it down all he wants. Okay, let me make an announcement. We are a freaking democracy. The United States of America is a 249-year strong democracy. We've been in hiding a little bit. Yeah, the huge crowds scare him. They especially scare Dumpy because he was Mussolini in his past lifetime. Send healing energy to Rose, too. Boy, we're going to be busy. Reiki healers, get to work. So, 7 of Wands. This is strengthening us. I'm reading on the judge being arrested. Court-appointed special advocates. Okay, thank you for telling me what that means. And the 3 of Wands. The people in Milwaukee are going to cause such a ruckus. Who gave the order to arrest her? I get that it was Kash Patel. The people of Milwaukee are not going to stand for this. Yeah, I appreciate when you guys help me out here. There are more of us than them. And I know I get frightened when I think about world history. And then my guides say, we're not at that frequency anymore. We're not in the 1930s. There were a lot of Nazis. The current energy will not sustain this. Resistance showed up at the Milwaukee courthouse immediately. Yes, there are a lot of people that have a lot of courage. A lot of people that have a lot of courage. All right. Let's read on Kash Patel. I know. I'm taking donations for going into the slime. Hello, Gail. Okay. I'm so grateful that you're all here. We're reading on Kash Patel. Thank you, Terry. And Terry's in the house tonight. This is a bonus. There are protests on May 1st. I'm going to go to that one. It's on a Thursday. That's a little easier for me. Indivisible and maybe 50-51. Oh, John's a great prayer. If anybody needs help, he'll light a candle for you at church. He's amazing. I can attest to that. I'm a witness. He helped me a lot by his prayers at church. Helped me with my family, difficulties in my family. Challenges. Thank you, Rose. $10 for reading on Kash Patel. Thank you. We have the sweetest people on earth in our chat. We're like family. So welcome if you're new, and please hit the thumbs up. We didn't make it to 200 thumbs up on Wednesday because I got knocked offline. I hope that doesn't happen tonight. People from more than Milwaukee are showing up to protest. Good. If I was in close proximity, like if it was a 2-hour drive, I'd drive there and protest. I know, the hypocrisy is unbelievable, isn't it? Oh, well, little segue, like all my segues. Pam Blondie is literally on faux news saying this. We can't have... Pam Blondie literally is on faux news today saying this. Nobody is above the law about the judge. Do they even listen to themselves? Kash Patel. Oh, he's got it coming to him. There are people working on him having it coming to him. And the 3 of Pentacles, people are working on having it coming to him. Kash Patel. I wouldn't want to be him right now. Thank you, Suzanne. You get a bell. Pam Blondie is not okay. She looks just like a Barbie doll. Yeah, she literally was saying that they arrested the judge because nobody is above the law. Are you listening to yourself? Do you know, Pam Blondie, how stupid you sound? The alternative reality thing is just, it's enough. What's right in front of your eyes, you can't see. And I don't know if you guys have seen this. I don't know how they can live with themselves, Terry. Honestly. If there's no law, how do they arrest a judge? 35 times convicted felon, sexual assaulter, accused rapist, insurrectionist, tax evader, person who refused to pay his workers, broken contracts, broken families, ripping people off with his dumpy university. The list goes on and on and on. Taking innocent people, throwing them on an airplane and deporting them without having committed any crimes, without due process. Thank you, Maria. And she, yeah. Nobody's above the law, Pam Blondie saying. Is it? Oh, thank you for your compliments. Oh, is that what the judge did? She told the immigrant that was in the courtroom, thank you, Marby, to go out the side door to avoid ICE. Oh, she had compassion? Thank you for the donations. Thank you, Zircon, for your thank you to the donators. So yeah, Kash Patel, man, that didn't look good for him. You know, I'm going to tell you this, and maybe it will give you some inspiration and some hope. That's why we're here. Trash Patel, I like that. DEI hire. Yeah. Yeah, right? That people, that we are better when we're challenged in the sense that we find out what we're capable of. We find out what we have within us, because we don't know what we have within us until we're challenged. Dad joke, how do you make the number 7 even? Drop the E. Right? You got some of my books on Amazon? Thank you. Can I restore your power of the wrench? Oh, sure. First I thought you said power of the witch. Let's see. Can manage blocked words. And how about if I make you a... You're a standard moderator. I don't know what that really means. Yeah, the judge made a moral decision. The judge made a compassionate decision. The judge decided that if she could prevent that man from going to a concentration camp, that she would. So what I'm going to read on now is, you know, that judge doing that and how the felon... Thank you for your donation. Doing good tonight. How the felon will respond to this. He's gonzo. If Michael deletes your comment, he's just testing his moderator skills. Don't be offended. I'm going to pull 3 cards about how... You're welcome. How the dumpy administration is going to respond to this judge situation in Milwaukee. If I could prevent somebody, if I was a judge, if I had that kind of authority, and I could help somebody to not be flown to a concentration camp without due process, that's what I would do, and that's what you would do. So this is how he'll respond. He's going to I mentioned today during my pop-up how often I get the Two of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, more like the Two of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, which is really illustrating that we're in this kind of a time that we have to assess what's going on, and what we do determines what happens, what the outcome is. Do I think Dumpy will get sick of all the love in the air at the Pope's funeral? He's such a weirdo. Anyway. Well, so the question is, how will the Orange Buffoon administration respond to the situation with the judge in Milwaukee? And I have the High Priestess and the Nine of Pentacles. I'm not feeling a big amount of more activity around this. I don't feel like it's going to blow up any more than it has, because it feels like something will be exposed about them if they blow it up any further. So they're kind of just, they tried it. They tried it. Somebody tell Amanda why Mussolini is afraid of big crowds. Go on. So it looks like they're not going to do much more with this Milwaukee situation, because they have to keep their cover for some reason. It's almost like if they pull on that thread, it's just going to unravel their whole shtick in some way. Did I tell you I used to work at a pizza place for extra money? Yeah, I really needed the dough. Yes, you did. John Roberts is pissed about it, you're saying? When we have 200 thumbs up, we do a group hug. We really want to get that group hug in tonight because we missed it on Wednesday. We have a quorum. For some reason, I want to read on Kristi Noem. Terry liked your joke. I think she might order a pizza now. It's my psychic impression. For some reason, I want to read on Kristi Noem, and I'm not sure why. Maybe she's in the news. Is Kristi Noem in the news? Electra Storm's mad at John Roberts. Just know that, you know, he could be the one that could turn it around, so maybe send him that vibe. You don't have to like him. You just need him to turn things around. We know it's his fault. And Clarence Thomas and Alito. Is her purse was stolen? Maybe that, I don't know. I feel like something's going to happen. This feels like the immigration issue. Kristi Noem. She did something illegal with somebody. That's what I'm picking up. And someone's going to tell on her. This feels like it has to do with her visit to El Salvador. Tell me more, guides. I think this has to do with Kristi Noem going to El Salvador and doing a photo shoot like she was G.I. Joe Barbie. I think that she's going to be held accountable for that. I kind of feel like, I'm not really reading on her purse being stolen, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I didn't read on it. I feel like she's in trouble because of what she did going to the concentration camp and doing a photo shoot. You don't believe the tall tale about her purse being stolen? Do you guys want me to ask a question about her purse being stolen? It was a drop? What do you mean it was a drop? I don't understand that lingo. Yeah, she had all that stuff in her purse. She padded for the insurance. I bet, yeah. I get that she's in trouble. When we have 25 more thumbs up. Info to comrades. Posing in front of... Okay, yeah, okay. Posing in front of the prisoners is against the Geneva Convention. We're probably going to hear about that soon. When you say you carry 3,000, that's a maximum amount on your insurance. Okay. Does somebody want to formulate a question around that? I mean, maybe I just got the answer because I got that she was going to get in big, like, legal trouble for that. For going down there and doing that photo shoot. Let's read on Ron DeSantis, shall we? I kind of miss all our old nicknames. Can't verify Kash. Yeah. Well, how about MAGA Mike not having a bank account? She left it for someone to come pick it up. I'm trying to make the connection in my brain as to how that would benefit her. But let me let that sort of cogitate while I read on Ron DeSantis. We had lots of names for him. My favorite was Marshmallow Jellyfish McCarthy. Remember Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy? Is Kristi Noem a foreign agent? Yes. Dad joke, what do you call 10 rabbits marching backwards? A receding hairline. Do any other channels have dad jokes, or is it just us and group hugs? 3 pudding finger, yeah. Remember he was sticking his fingers in the pudding cup because he didn't have a spoon? Yes, but Ron DeSantis was one. It was a while ago. So what's going to happen for him? Oh, there are people in Florida that are very mad at Ron DeSantis. Very mad. Very mad. His wife's in trouble. The Knight of Wands. There are people ratting him out. You don't see dad jokes anywhere else, only here. There are people ratting them out. What's interesting... I'll go back to reading on Kristi Noem too, because that's intriguing me a little bit tonight. What's interesting to me lately is that I feel like, and I've been saying this for a couple weeks now, there are a lot of whistleblowers. So I just kind of feel like it's reached a point where people want to be on the right side of history, even though being a whistleblower, you're not supposed to know who they are. Is his wife running for governor? And I feel like the DeSantis, there are people ratting them out big time. I don't think they can escape. I don't think they can escape. Are you watching the funeral? Yeah, I get in Rome. It must be 7. No, in Rome right now, it's probably... Wait a minute. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1... In Rome right now, it's only like 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, am I pixelating? I will wait. Do the whistleblowers offset the ring kissers? Yes, they do. So if you're in Florida, okay, let's just everyone send good vibes that I don't go down off my live stream. No, let's Reiki me. Reiki my Wi-Fi. It's so frustrating when that happens. Yeah, the funeral is at 10 a.m. Rome time. Somebody just put in the chat that the sunrise is beautiful there. Okay, so send me vibes so I hate restarting. Yeah, President Biden is attending. I would have been shocked if he wasn't attending. Okay, good. I'm glad it's working. Yeah, it's only 1:30 a.m. in Rome, but somebody was saying that the sunrise was beautiful. It kind of threw me off. The service is at 4 a.m. Eastern time. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks. Did Biden get a better seat than Dumpy? I think so. I'm going to go back to reading on Kristi Noem just to ask about her purse. Reiki Master just sent good vibes here so I don't lose my Wi-Fi. Thank you. So, I'm just going to pull 3 cards about Kristi Noem's purse. Let me tune in. I do feel like she left it deliberately. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you had $3,000 in your purse or in your wallet, you would not, unless you were plastered, I don't see how you could forget that you have $3,000 in there. Supposedly, so are you saying that you think that she had secret papers in her purse that were being passed along to somebody? Was she buying drugs? Okay, did she have secret papers in her purse? I have a yes on that. Yeah, in a Gucci purse. Yeah, so you wouldn't just go to the restroom and leave it there. You would know, I have a Gucci purse and there's $3,000 in it and a passport. Yeah, oh yeah. Uh-huh. You like the angel? She's left over from Christmas. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's on my mind because I think she's going to be in the news more. Try to keep up. It's not easy. Who picked up the secret purse papers? Your names? Pretty psychic, but... Oh, one more thumbs up and we do a group hug. She put the purse down, walked away, and that way the intended person could pick it up and couldn't be seen as delivery. Yeah, I get that it was. You guys are calling it a drop. I've not heard that term before, but you know, I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I don't watch crime shows. So there you go. Yogi Bear's in the house. Hello. Yes, we have just passed 200 thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do a group hug. Pinocchio Santos got 7 years. Yeah, he's lucky he only got that. He's lucky he didn't end up in a Brazilian concentration camp, if you ask me. He hurt a lot of people. George Santos hurt a lot of people, so we're not going to read on him. No, I don't watch those kinds of movies. That's why I needed clarification. I got a cool pen that can write underwater. It can write other words too. It can write other words too. Let's do a group hug. Let's do a group hug. And for our group hug, I want us to send strengthening courage, bravery, energy to all the people in America that are being challenged by this fascist regime. And the other thing I want us to really do, and we'll do this tomorrow off the ledge also. I'll pre-record it and we'll send our intentions during that for when you watch it. This Pope Francis's funeral is filled with powerful angels and powerful protection. Powerful angels and powerful protection to Rome right now. Okay? And for all the people that are struggling, that are afraid and have lost their jobs and are just terrified about what's happening, let's send them lots of support. Okay, 1, 2, 3. The people have the power. We're sending lots of light and lots of angels and protection to Rome. I see angels everywhere. And for all the people that are struggling and are in total despair, fear, and alone, we're sending huge hugs to everybody here tonight, live and who watch later. Ooh, that's some big energy tonight. Woo! Thank you. that magical hug. Kathy Bill's astrology today mentioned that it was going to be a high energy day. We have the power. Let's ride the wave of that power. Trump might spontaneously combust in the cathedral. I thought that might happen in Notre Dame. I don't know if I'm going to watch it because he's there. Let's read on what... Yeah, that was a lot of energy, right? That hug. Buffering. Oh, come on, send Reiki, send Reiki. Your dog's reacting to the hug? Send Reiki so I don't get knocked offline. Some people are saying that I'm buffering. I'm going to hang in there. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you. You're my engineering team. You think Pumpkinhead did what in his... Okay, good. That was a nice hug, huh? High energy day. Kathleen's dog stopped panicking from the approaching storm from our hug. All right, we're good. Let's keep going. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Nefarious card deck. I'm wearing these cards out nowadays. About Dumpy's appearance at the Vatican. Now, let me say something about that. Well, one thing. This is what I want to say. Okay, we're good. About when I went to see these guys, what was the last week or the week before? Ancient Aliens Live. They showed a ley line. Okay, I'm kind of a little off topic a little bit, but remember I told you that I know this guy from working at a New Age store in Nashville when I was doing readings when I lived there? Do you hear Angels We Have Heard on High when you're thinking of the Vatican? Nice. They talked about a ley line that goes through Italy. I'm going to see if I can show it to you, because I do have a picture of it. There's a ley line that goes through Italy, and it goes through all the areas where cathedrals have been built. And here's the deal. They're like alien, they find like ancient alien kind of ruins. I'm saying it badly. So there's Italy. I took a picture of it. There's the guys from Ancient Aliens. And so my point is that St. Peter's Basilica is there. The Vatican is on a ley line. My point being, yeah, I want to go to Rome too. Yeah, I do too. That there's some big energy there. There's going to be big, big energy at the Vatican for the funeral. Let's see how he'll fare. I think some people dropped off because I think maybe my Wi-Fi is a little weak. All right. How's he gonna do there? I pointed out Ancient Aliens because that was a slide during their presentation that they showed, and that's where a lot of alien related discoveries, you know, were like they've done archaeological digs and that kind of thing, and they find things that suggest that there were ancient aliens. Am I still good? Because people are dropping off. Yeah, there's a powerful ley line where I live too. Okay, well, here we have Dumpy. The Tower card. You love that show, Ancient Aliens. It was a great show. The Vatican owns the largest telescope located in the United States. That makes sense. I'm reading on Dumpy at the Vatican. All right, good. We're doing good. Tower card. Now, my little chickadees, you've been with me a long time. You can tell me what the tower means to you. What are you thinking? 5 of Wands, highly challenging. for him. Look at that. Does that look pleasant for Dumpy? It's actually probably part of the Crusades or something. The characters in this deck are real characters from history, but I have to look them up. And the High Priestess. This is the second time I got the High Priestess. And I was reading on the arrest, and I got the High Priestess. Yeah, okay. Dumpy is trying to hide some secrets. But the Tower card indicates that people know his secrets. He'll faint from all the light. Well, let's see how he fares health-wise. I do feel like the High Priestess coming up also is like, I do feel like he's got an ulterior motive to meet with some people from Opus Dei. Yeah. Well, we thought that he'd burst into flames when he crossed the threshold of Notre Dame, too. And Melania went with him, I heard. Okay. Is his health going to hold up while he's there? I have a no. He said he planned on making deals there. Well, that's exactly what the High Priestess was saying. You're an Ancient Aliens fan, huh? Is he going to have a health episode while he's there? Yes. Interesting. All right, let's do some pendulum looking at this. Yeah, the church doesn't recognize that cult, as they shouldn't. But Pope Francis was very aware of it. I'm sure Melania is not sleeping in the same room. Is Dumpy staying in the Vatican, in close proximity to the Vatican? I have no on that. Is he doing deals in Italy? Oh, absolutely. He can't stop criming. He just crimes away. Big, strong yes that he's making deals in Italy. Yeah, I got a yes on a medical episode. Is he going to have a medical episode? I have yes. Wow. That's a big yes. I'm surprised Melania is with him. I'm pretty shocked about that. Will someone make him an offer he can't refuse? Yep. Oh, I get that it's with Opus Dei. Let's put it this way. He's not going because he loved the Pope. He's not going because the Pope represented the most compassion that a human being is capable of. It's not why he's going. How can a felon go to Italy? Oh, Italy's got a lot of those. Will Biden sit with... I read that wrong at first. Will Biden sit with Zelensky? What'd you get a big yes for, Julie? Yes, Biden will sit with Zelensky. I do get that. They should bring him to the wrong church. Do you think he's that far gone that he wouldn't notice that he was at the wrong cathedral? Is it really Melania that's with him? Is it really her? Boy, she must be making a lot of money off of this deal. Yeah, bring him to Sicily. Look out. I'm going to switch cards. I'm going to switch decks. You know what's funny about that Ancient Aliens show is like whenever I watch the Rick Steves show and I see all the cathedrals and I always am marveling with my mom like, how'd they do that? How'd they build those cathedrals? And I always say, like, how did they get up that high? They're from outer space. Yeah, I got that it's her. Let's read on this. What's in it for her? What's in it for Melania? And then we're going to read on something else that has to do with being at the Vatican. Maybe he was what? Maybe you deleted it. I can't read it. Prime Minister Melania's far right-wing conservative, possible deals be made with her. No, I don't think that she likes him at all. I don't think the Prime Minister Melania likes Dumpy at all. At all. Thank you, Terry, for repeating the question. What's in it for Melania? Well, here you go. Here you go. This is what's in it for Melania. Don't let her fool you. She wants to be seen. Not necessarily with him. She wants to be seen. Yeah. Yeah, and then people are saying she's going to get high-end. Yes, they have serious health issues while in Rome. High-end, very expensive clothes. Let's read on Pope Francis' spirit. Boy, he was a big energy. Just amazing. I'm going to watch an entire documentary on Pope Francis's life. I was watching one last night and I had to leave because they had a torture scene in it. I couldn't handle it. But we're going to read on... I'm going to pull 3 cards. We're going to read on the energy of the funeral. And Pope Francis' energy at the funeral. He was like an avatar. He was a very evolved being. Very humble man. The polar opposite. Polar opposite. Couldn't be any more opposite than that than Dumpy. He did. He brought the world together. So, the feeling of Pope Francis tomorrow, all that big energy at the funeral. I just feel him going, oh, they're making such a big deal out of it. That's what I feel. He knows that there's going to be lots of illusions. This is Pope Francis's energy. He knows that this is interesting because I'm picking up on Pope Francis's energy at the funeral. There's going to be a lot of grandstanding at that funeral. I don't think he likes it. And I think if it were up to Pope Francis, the actual guy, he wouldn't want all this. He wouldn't want all this at all. If he had some say about it, I mean, he's a pope. He doesn't really have any say. He's dead. He doesn't really have any say in what happens after his funeral. When a pope dies, it's a big deal. It's a big funeral. But he would have rather had it just be quiet. But the 7 of Cups indicates a lot of grandstanding by a lot of not good politicians that will be there. And the 2 of Swords. There's opportunities for peacemaking, but it's just going to be stalemates. Trump will say something horrific. Well, it's not like they're going to interview Trump. Yeah, he would not have wanted... Will Elon try to crash this one? I don't feel like he's going. I don't feel like Elon is well at all. Oh my goodness, where has the time gone? And I have the Karma card. That just fell out of the deck. I have the Karma card. This is what Pope Francis knows. It's going to come back. Yeah. You don't need to be a psychic to see that coming. That's true. This is karma. I felt that when Pope Francis met with JD, first of all, he couldn't look at JD. He refused to look at JD. I don't know if JD Vance and his wife were attending, but I can't imagine that they wouldn't be. I feel like when he met with JD, that he was just, he knew he was looking at the demonic. He knew he was looking at the work of the demonic embodied in JD Vance. And it's really, will Elon flip on Trump? I'll read on that in a second. If you know about Pope Francis's life, and I will watch a whole documentary on it. If you know of one, let me know. His most important work was on helping the immigrants, treating the immigrants with kindness and compassion. A lot of immigrants, and it could be me and you someday, but for the grace of God, are forced to migrate because of global climate change. So he was a huge advocate for immigrants. Hang on a second. Pictures of the Pope with Obama, Biden, all smiles with Trump and Vance scowls. Was that recent, do you mean? Yeah, and JD pressured him to meet with the Pope. But I think it was an opportunity for Pope Francis to blast JD with energy. So he helped the poor, not JD. God no. He helped the poor, Pope Francis, and he advocated for the immigrants and for taking care of them and for making sure that they had food and shelter. He went to the most horrible places in the world where people live in garbage dumps and get their food from the garbage dumps. It's like he went to the most horrible places on earth to live, where people really had nothing. And he was a scientist. Pope Francis was a scientist, and he was a huge advocate for us doing something about global climate change. And those are two things that, speaking of polar opposites, Dumpy and JD and the rest of the idiots are against. He set up showers of free haircuts for the homeless in Rome. He was a real pope. He hated hypocrisy. So there it is. Saint Teresa got to meet the Pope. Oh, did she? You mean Mother Teresa? They might have known each other at some point. But the energy of all that just bowled me over. Anyway, just how polar opposite. Trump shouldn't even go. Oh my God, I was so... this is the third time I've had to go through this personally. I didn't watch Jimmy Carter's funeral. I didn't watch the opening of Notre Dame. These are things I wanted to watch. And it's questionable whether I'll watch the Pope's funeral. Because of him. Because of Dumpy. I might need to pray about that. I might need to pray to St. Francis, give me the strength to watch his funeral. But he doesn't care. He doesn't want all this celebration. Mother Teresa met him? That's so cool. The Pope wouldn't have wanted him to go. No, that's absolutely true. But Dumpy knows that. What should I read on to wrap up? If the Pope can meet JD, I can watch the funeral. Be brave. I can't believe it's been a whole hour. Okay, does anyone have a question? I did do a pop-up today, and I did an off the ledge, and I'll do an off the ledge tomorrow, and I'll do a pop-up tomorrow probably. But I'll pull a few more cards. When will Dumpy implode? Oh, it looks like it was. Did you see the pendulum? I'm seeing a health episode. Oh, and also become a member, because we have a psychic party tomorrow night for members, and we're doing a Beltane celebration. I'll be in Salem during the day, so I'll pick up some fun Beltane type things. Will Elon flip? Yes. Elon will flip. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Oh, and I want to shout out to Shelly at Healing Truth Tarot. I asked her today if she wanted to do a show with me, and we may do a show on Monday. All right, so people are leaving, so let's do 3 cards. I can't read on everything because it's too much. To book a session, psychicannetdion.com. Help me to help you. Let's do 3 cards for the weekend. I'll do a pop-up tomorrow too. Yes, yeah, we talked today. And we talked about doing a show. And I'll do a show with Kathy Beale soon. 3 cards for the weekend. Is there a picture of how he appeared at the funeral? The Pope? You mean Dumpy? I don't know. I don't want to see. Will Trump pass in Rome? You tempted me. Will he, no. No. All of them have to go. If we can't have JD, they all have to go in one fell swoop. Do the meditation from last night. Guided meditation for Healed America. Will Dumpy get arrested? Let me see. We were talking about that on Wednesday night, and people, reminded me that Vatican City is its own city. So they might not have rules against arresting a leader. So-called leader. And I got a yes that he would be arrested on Wednesday. And I got a yes that he'll be arrested. Dumpy. I don't know. I can't explain why I'm getting a yes when I ask if he'll get arrested. He was Mussolini. Did you guys explain to Amanda why the Orange Buffoon is afraid of crowds? Amanda, you still here? The Vatican is its own sovereign state. That's the 2nd or 3rd time I got that he'd be arrested. Cool. Don't hold me to that. I'm blaming the pendulum. For the weekend, we have the Strength card. We have to be strong. We have to be strong. What was in the folder that Mark Rutte gave Dumpy? When? You guys are keeping me longer. When? Recently? Today? Did anyone tell Amanda why Mussolini fears crowds? I'll tell her if you guys don't. For the weekend. Well, I have the Strength card, and the snake is transformation. Transforming. There's a heart. Transforming our hearts. There's a rat and the snake. The snake symbolizes transformation. Huh. Yeah. I did feel like something happened there. Well, now that you're mentioning Rutte, I don't know how you say his last name. Now that you mention him being at the White House, you're reminding me that I did have a vision real quick today that somebody said to Dumpy, "You're in big trouble for an international crime." See, now you're keeping me longer. Are they looking at his deportations? Yeah. Crimes against humanity. There was something in that folder. There was, Rose. There was something in that folder. There was, yep. Yep. You got yes, he'll be arrested in May. I'm getting a strong yes on him being arrested. Didn't they start chopping up Mussolini's body? I don't know. I don't want to get into the gory details. Yeah, so Amanda, now you're getting all the gory details of what happened to Mussolini. Deportation from the U.S. No, I'm talking about the the immigrants that are being deported. Yeah, that's an international crime, and I feel like it has something to do with that. You know, he's such an idiot. He's so thick in the head that, I mean, I can't imagine if you had the whole world hating you, except for the most heinous dictators. And would you go to a funeral where they'd all be there? That doesn't sound like a fun party to me. Cards for the weekend. We become stronger through this transformation. Remember, the snake sheds new skin. And this is the rat. The rat is no match for the snake that has the ability to transform. And as a symbol of Kundalini, see, I have a snake ring. We're going to see some things come to fruition over the weekend. The Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups. I want everyone to hold a vision for what you want to happen, happening. Because I have some good cards here for the weekend. Yes, this is a year of the snake. Right, exactly. He's a felon. How is he allowed to travel? I don't think felons aren't allowed to travel. I think that some countries have bans on felons. So you'll have to kind of do some research about how he got around being a convicted felon. I guess being POTUS overrides that. Opus Dei just popped into my head. Nefarious connections. So everyone visualize him arrested, and the whole lot of them going. All of them. The whole lot of them. Italy has a right to refuse them entry. And the other thing I just want to say before we go is that I feel like Melania has something up her sleeve. And we'll see what that is. Thank you for the donations tonight. Thank you for being with us and for hitting the thumbs up and for subscribing. And to those of you that are members, and you can join tonight, you have access to our psychic parties the last Saturday of the month. I'll be live streaming. It'll be set to members only. All right? Love you guys. We'll see you soon. I didn't see the news about Rubio, but I'll tell you about Rubio. He's in big trouble. Okay? Love you. Thanks for coming, Terry. And all the rest of you. See you soon. Namaste.